We'll see from.
Actually, somebody has inquired. Nick was telling from Canada.
Oh,
yes, yeah. You
No,
never
we
know.
just done a tour in February in Vancouver.
Okay.
We did a show together in February.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Canada, they want the Apna Sangeet, like both of us.
You know what I've always noticed? Canada's always had a special love for Apna
Yeah.
Sangeet.
Yeah.
I've always noticed that from
Canada
from the tour India days.
Canada is our second home. Always, I think we more done shows in Canada than other countries.
Okay. You mentioned in terms of the band that who's doing what in terms of keys, percussion. Who's going to be your actual door player? Because who's going to replace Gujjar Mal?
The thing is, you can't replace anybody. And Karjanawal, he got his own style, and he's very good totally, no doubt about that. And there is a couple of other guys who play toll. We got two tollies now, and they both play one of the drummer and the other one plays.
Who's that going to be then?
I think he's not in limelight, but around the friends they know him. Drummer totally, I think it's Victor.
Victor. Yeah.
You know the Victor?
Yeah, Victor. Yeah.
If you know, then other youngster might know him.
Yeah.
Manish.
Yeah.
He played toll, key and toll as well.
Okay, that's fair enough. An interesting question.
The thing is the band is not a one-man job. It's the teamwork.
It's collectively.
Okay.
It's not just the two, Lee and the drummer and the tabla. Like we got tabla player. Initially when we started, there was only one guy tabla player. He used to play 3 hours, 4 hours tabla himself.
There's only 3 of us when we started.
Yeah.
So now we got other magicians like a good beat player. So it's going to be good sound and powerful beat.
Okay. I mean, we talked about obviously Apna Sangeet coming back together and, fantastic news. I can remember that bands say, we're a band, brilliant. But I do see a lot of musicians change in the same band. So like one week I'll see a certain keyboard player, but then the next week I'll see the same band, but a different keyboard player. Will that happen in Apna Sangeet?
No, the thing is, Apna Sangeet always stick to the members who regular. Regular means they don't go today other bands and playing with other singers. We want the musicians. If they got anything problem with their job or with their personal problem, they can take a time off.
Okay.
But they should be stick with the team. We don't want anybody.
Say if we're free, we haven't got a show. Yeah. Obviously, they can earn money. They can go with somebody else. But first priority should be Apna Sangeet.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Put that in concrete. Okay. A couple of interesting questions here.
Most of our members, I don't think they go with like today with this band, then next day with the other band.
Okay. A couple of questions I'm going to say that are quite interesting. Back in the early days, from my perspective, there were certain instruments in your tracks that came forward a lot more. Like Nachpe and Mutiara, the Tolki had a very strong presence in that. Other tracks I can't remember from the top of my head, but the synthesizer and the keyboards were more, influential, more forward in the actual track. Which instruments do you think should be more forward than others in a band?
No, it depends on the individually track. Which if that song is based on toll, that song is based on the toll. Is supposed to be toll, should be on the front line. Like these days, couple of instruments in the front, like Tumbi is on the front line. Everything I think producers using the Tumbi and Sarangi is sort of. It all depends on the like if there's sad song, you can't play Tumbi on the sad song. Yeah. It should be flute or some nice instrument, a violin sort of.
It depends on
the individual.
Individual songs. Yeah.
Okay. As an artist, which instruments do you prefer to sing to and perform to? Come forward more? Do you prefer talking about? Do you prefer when it's the Baja coming forward? What do you prefer yourselves?
I prefer all different kinds of instruments. I would like to 10 types of instruments with a live band. The thing is, you can't do that. On the keyboards, you can produce only a couple of sounds, and if you got a guitarist, he can play his song.
Okay.
So you can't.
Everything is very important. When you're playing live, the keyboards must be there. So there's
no preference.
No preference. But you must have the beat as well. They will come hand in hand. They will come hand in hand. You need all of them. Whatever you can. The more the musician, the better it is.
The thing is, these days musicians, I would say some musicians, they don't do hard work. They only play even on the they got 3 keyboards. They're playing on it, ding, that's all. Yeah. The thing is, you can produce a lot of sounds in the keyboard. You need time, you need experience, you need a lot of things. So if it's different sounds on the stage, suppose we got 3-4 sound in the song. If you can produce same sounds on the stage, people think, oh, it's nice. Are they in tape like you a real guy?
It's an interesting point Uncle you picked up there. A lot of producers, I'm not going to say a name, but they have this thing. They have like a sound. They stick to the safe formula. That we're okay with that.
Right,
when Apna Sangeet sample, yeah. You know, they use that same sample and they work around that same beat all the time, so we know it's a particular producer. When you guys did your albums, you could have, Tu Nach, or you could have, Nach Pe Amar Tiyara, or you could Apna Sangeet, which is obviously, heavily, influenced by the Apna Sangeet sound. Why don't we get that these days? Are producers scared to go beyond what they produce?
The thing is, it all depends on how they practice. Practice makes perfect. If the band is doing practice even once a week or twice a week, they can produce the good sound. You can't produce 100% what is in the recording, but as long 80-90%.
The main thing is, right, nowadays a lot of the producers use samples. Olden days, everything used to be played live. And that's the difference.
So maybe they should think that. Let's forget it, guys. Let's not rely on computers. Let's go for the live sessions.
When you used to do recordings, there's a tabla player, tool player, two tabla players, two tool players, two tool players, three keyboard players. Yeah. There's a guy playing saxophone, clarinet, whatever. But nowadays, everything is on the computers. So that's the difference. When a person is playing, say, a flute, when a person is playing live, it's the feeling that guy is going to give it. And you won't get that from a keyboard.
Never.
No, that's the difference.
Will we have, you guys might have spoke about this, will we have any reworked of the old classic? Will we have a redone of Mera Yaar Baja Tol, Nachkori, all them type of tracks?
Well, hope not. We try not to. No, sometimes what happens is, right, even in the past when we did it, it's the company sometimes they want us to, because some of the songs have been sung about 20 years back.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's their idea to give a different taste to it, different kind of music to it. So they can, because half of our songs which were recorded earlier, nothing's been released in India, nothing like that. Sometimes that's their motive of thinking, so they can release in India also.
Got a fantastic question here, and because you guys are on the live scene, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮੁਤਾਬਕ ਜੋ ਅੱਜਕੱਲ ਦੇ fan ਵਾਲਾ come to your gig, ਤੁਹਾਡੇ program ਨੂੰ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ, do they give you the same level of love and respect that the people back in the day from 20 years ago used to give you at the weddings and the gigs and the events that you used to attend to? Do you give you the same level of respect and love?
Yeah, definitely. The thing is, we are very lucky, and we still got old generation and the new generation. They when we perform, they like us. Very lucky. What they want, we produce on the stage, and I think I can't say much more than that.
Baja, recently we did this show for charity. The whole Apna Sangeet members got back, and we raised £10,000.
Yeah.
And the beauty of that was most of the families were there, and it was a packed house, right? And if we weren't doing anything right, I don't think anybody would have come. Obviously, it was the people whose weddings we've done in the 80s or the 90s, and their kids who are now listening to the modern music also, they still wanted to listen to us, and we were very lucky that the families came, and it was a great time. So obviously still people want to listen to that. We get the same respect what we got 20-30 years back.
How important is the comeback? Because we're seeing that more and more artists are now holly coming back saying we need the live music. And how important is the live scene in comparison to versus the DJ?
It's very important. I mean, still, if you think it's more dominated by DJ still at the moment, but the live scene is coming back again. What people do now is they have a bit of taste of both. They book a live band and they also book a DJ. With Apna Sangeet, they can still have live, and they can also have a DJ with it. We'll be doing shows where we'll be catering for DJ and live. We'll be playing live.